now, we will call the meeting to order, and I have a resolution moved by Deputy Mayor Summers, seconded by Councillor Fosterero. Be it resolved that Council approve the agenda as presented. All in favor of this motion? And that is carried. Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest? Seeing none, we can move on to our administrative reports. First report is from the Director of Facilities and Community Services, re the Marine Park 2022 project. I would ask Ms. Bittner to present the report, and then we can go to the motion after. The floor is yours, Karen.
Thank you, Mayor Hagman, and Happy New Year to Council. I hope you were all very pleased when this special meeting popped up, and thank you for making time on a Monday. It kind of stinks that we can't disclose our funders out in, like, that would be a positive media story, but we will get there eventually. So this is simply recapping the work that Council has approved for us to be submitting our grants, working with those funds that are sitting in the facilities reserves, and leveraging every valuable dollar that we have to try and get more out of it so we can solve more problems and reduce as much burden from our ratepayers as possible. So I realize this is all in print, but just a quick recap. We originally were told to move forward with the Travel Information Center renovation. So we went to work right away. We were ecstatic, I should say, sorry, to learn that NOHFC was going to fund a generous portion of that project, which we didn't realize it was going to be as much as it was. So we were being very conservative when we leveraged the amount that we asked NOHFC for. So that's why there's a difference between the 175 and the 199.3 total. So we went to a second funder and took that 175 and asked them, hands out, can we get some more done at the Marine Park? So that will include the entire Tulloch facility report getting out of our life after the end of this year. That whole building is going to be brought up to an acceptable standard. We're going to be able to complete the remaining part of the boardwalk, as well as fund 2 brand new docks. And I shared that with the councillors that were at the site visit, pointed out which ones were next in line to be updated. So when we got that grant, I was able to go back to another funder and say, okay, we have all of this brewing. Can we access another $500,000? To which they said, yes. Part 1 has been approved. We're in the final stages of our final approval. However, we require a 10% contribution, but knowing all of you to contribute 55,000 to get 500 is a no-brainer. And that is a perfect example of leveraging our, our limited municipal dollars. So to have a 10% contribution would be an incredible feather in all of our caps. So then the Marine Park, if we get this 3rd grant approved, is going to be totally done. All of the docks are updated to match CDOC that we replaced a couple of years ago. The walkways are done. The facility is updated. We've already updated our elevator. The flooring's finished. We can actually say we've finished something at an 18.6% overall contribution to that property. You should all be very proud of that. I'm proud of it. And I can't wait to talk about it once we're allowed to actually put something into the news. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. I just want to say thank you for being so supportive also. Working on these grants is not easy. And it's nice having a council that's willing to approve us putting these submissions in so we can keep working and keep having these conversations with funders. Because I assure you, they're more than just putting a piece of paper or entering a file. There's a lot of back and forth that occurs. But I'll open the floor up to the group. Again, happy to answer anything. Anybody's curious, let me know.
Thank you for that, Karen, and congratulations on making a peanut go a long way. Wonderful news for sure. Turning it over to the floor, I saw Councillor Wells had his hand up first, followed by Councillor Roy.
Thank you, Mayor Hagman. Karen, just a quick question for you. The A and B docks will be a similar design to the C dock that was replaced 2 years ago?
Thank you, Councillor Wells. Yes, the exact same company, exact same brand, so we can reduce costs even for maintenance. If we have to call somebody in for a service call under warranty, then they could be checking the other 2 as well.
Councillor Roy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yeah, Karen, you're right. This is a great feather in our hat. It's really nice to see a job getting finished in town. You know, we piecemeal stuff together because that's all we can afford. And I know that you worked really hard on the grants for this. I know that the administration has been a big help as well. So I'd just like to thank you for all your work and keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Jim Dunbar.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Again, thanks for the hard work and the dedication here that was put into this, into receiving all this here. My question though is the old docks. Can we utilize those old docks anywhere? And I'm saying old docks, that they're the existing docks I should use. Can we use the existing docks, let's say maybe move them up to Mataninda or a part of it to help alleviate some of the docking problems up there, Karen?
Yeah, thanks, Councillor Dunbar. So through you, Madam Mayor, the thought process with this is as the docks are replaced at the marina is to haul out the existing infrastructure, bring it onto land, assess the pontoons and break apart what still has a lot of life left and haul it to the landing. So what the engineers have been tasked with is creating a design using the budget dollars that we're just waiting for final budget approval within the capital account. And they're to design something recycling the infrastructure we have at the marina, plus whatever can be salvaged at Mataninda, so we can keep costs in control as we do not own that property. So the short way to answer your question is absolutely, but more to come because I don't want to speculate how many pontoons still have a lot of life left until we flip them over and do an assessment.
Great. And are there any other comments, questions? Seeing none, I have a motion. It has been moved by Councillor H.P. Roy, seconded by Councillor Stephen Wells. Be it resolved that Council authorize $175,000 to be allocated from the Facilities Reserve account to a 2022 Marine Park Update Capital Project account, and that Council authorize $55,000 to be allocated from the Future Project Reserves account to the 2022 Marine Park Upgrade Capital Project account, and that Council authorize administration to commence the 2022 Marine Park Update. Comments, questions? All in favor of this motion? And that's carried. Thank you. And again, Karen, congratulations. Very exciting news. Moving on, we have a closed session, and so I have a motion, be it resolved that Council go into the closed session at 4:08 p.m. and this has been moved by Councillor Jim Dunbar, seconded by Councillor Betty Ann Dunbar, and we are going to be discussing personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees. All in favor of this motion? And that is carried. We will close this portion and you can go to your other Zoom link now. Thank you. And I see that we are all here now. So I have a motion from Councillor Betty Ann Dunbar, seconded by Councillor Jim Dunbar. Be it resolved that Council resume the open meeting at 4:41 p.m. All in favor of this motion?
In favor.
And that's carried. Thank you. And reporting on the closed session of the meeting, we do have a motion from Councillor Jennifer Posterero, seconded by Deputy Mayor Paula Summers. Be it resolved that Council authorize the CAO clerk to wire the $4 million received from NSPG to CMHC, and that the CAO clerk will, that the CAO clerk, with a little bit of a spelling error in there, will request a confirmation of receipt from CMHC, identifying what the $4 million equated to at the time of receipt and the new balance owing in 2037, and that the CAO clerk be authorized to transfer funds as received from NSPG to CMHC. Questions, discussion? All in favor of this motion? And that's carried. Thank you. And I have a motion from Councillor Stephen Wells, seconded by Councillor Fosteraro. Be it resolved that council authorize the mayor and CAO clerk to sign bylaw 22-10, being a bylaw of the corporation of the town of Blind River, to adopt the minutes of the special meeting of January 24th, 2022, was passed in open council this 24th day of January 2022. All in favor of this motion? And that's carried. And last but not least, I have a motion from Councillor Fosteraro, seconded by Councillor Roy. Be it resolved that council adjourn the special meeting at 4:43 p.m. All in favor of this motion? And that's carried. Thanks, everyone. Meeting adjourned.